Hello guys, my name is Shani SK, SAP FICO and S4HANA Finance Trainer. Today I would like to share you the basic information regarding GST concept. If you are completely new to this channel or watching my videos first time, please subscribe right now and hit the bell icon. So, before making any further delay, let's start the session. So, today's topic is GST. So, GST means goods and service tax. So before explaining this concept, let me brief what exactly the difference between direct tax and indirect tax. So whether GST comes under the direct tax or indirect tax, what exactly this concept? Let's understand right now. So taxation, tax can be classified as a DT and indirect tax. So DT means direct tax and indirect means IDT means indirect tax. So direct tax is just like a tax is imposed on person income. So this tax is directly imposing on person income, then we can call it as a direct tax. So if tax is imposed on goods and services, then we can call it as a IDT, indirect tax. So that is the main difference between the direct tax and indirect tax. So person income, how we can classify as a person income in the direct tax? So person income we can classify as a, 1 minute. So person income is income from salary, income from house property, income from business and profession, and income from capital gains, income from other sources. So these are all called as a person income. So the direct tax is directly imposed on person income. So these are all heads of person income. So here nowhere we find GST here, because GST is not imposed on person income. So this tax is not imposed on person income or revenue or profits. PF means profits. So GST is not imposed on person income or profits. So it is imposed on goods and services. Okay. So the difference between direct tax and indirect tax is just like direct tax is directly imposed on person income. So here I mentioned some of the income details over here. These are all income heads. So income from salary, house property, business and profession, capital gain and other sources. So these taxes covers under the direct tax, and we can impose a tax on these personal income, right? So indirect tax is different. So indirect tax is indirectly you are paying to the government. So you are paying indirectly to government. Let's say if you purchase any products, so the tax you directly paying to government indirectly. So that is the major difference between the direct tax and indirect tax. Now this GST concept cover under the indirect tax only, it's a not direct tax. So today my topic is only indirect tax and goods and service tax. So here I will cover the basic information regarding the GST concept. This session definitely will helpful to everyone. So who know the GST concept or who doesn't aware this concept also. So let's start right now. So indirect tax, you know very well right now. IDT means indirect tax. So before introduction of GST concept, we have several taxes in indirect tax concept. So central excise duty, central sales tax. So central sales tax is called as a CST. Service tax and additional duties of customs. And additional duties of excise. And purchase tax, VAT, entry tax, tax on lottery, gambling and betting. So tax on advertisements. So these are all different kind of taxes we have earlier. So Indian taxation system is very rigid and very complicated comparing to other countries because we have numerous tax laws for that. So central excise duty, if tax is imposed directly on manufacturing product, then this duty should be applicable. And CST is just like interstate tax. If goods are moving from one state to another, this tax should be applicable. So goods service tax is imposed on services like restaurants, hotels, lodge. So services, wherever the service is happening, then this tax will be applicable earlier. And custom duty, so goods are moving from one country to another. That case, this duty will be imposed. So VAT, so goods are purchasing or selling within the state, then VAT should be applicable. So these are all taxes we have earlier. Okay. So luxury tax. So luxury tax, entertainment tax. So many kind of taxes we have earlier. That is the reason I told you Indian taxation system is not easy earlier. So before introduction of GST concept. So central excise duty has different kind of tax rates. Central sales tax have different kind of tax rates. Service tax has different kind of tax rates. So many tax rates are there. That is the reason. So our taxation system is not an easy earlier. So and customer doesn't aware which tax is imposed on their products or which tax is imposed on their income. So customers don't aware these things in proper way. So that is the reason. So government has introduced one tax that is called as a goods and service tax. So this was started on 1st July 2017. So Government of India has introduced this concept on 1st July 2017, and earlier there is no specific rates for each taxation system. So indirect has tax IDT, central excise duty, there is different rates will be there, and sales tax have different rates, service tax have different rates. There is no specific rates, there is no uniform rates earlier. So that is the reason Indian taxation system is very complicated earlier. So on 1st July 2017, so Government of India introduced this concept that is called as a GST. So Government of India has given some specific rates for GST. So 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. So every goods has different percentages will be there. So under 5% some goods will be covered, under 12% Government of India has specified these are the goods will cover under the 12%, 18%, 28%, like that. There is a specific rates will be there early. So right now, and comparing to past, so these are all indirect taxes. So before introduction of GST, these are all indirect taxes we have. Now these these are all indirect taxes are replaced. So these are all indirect taxes are replaced. Replaced means is no longer these taxes applicable. So whatever the taxes I mentioned over here, central excise duty, so central sales tax, service tax, these are all taxes are replaced with GST. So GST is a indirect tax. Now these are all things will cover under the GST concept. So central excise duty, central sales tax, service tax, and additional duties of customs, additional duties of excise. So these are all comes under the central government. I mean CGST. These are all taxes will comes under the central CGST. Okay. So that the revenue also goes to income. The tax revenue also goes to central government. So now there is no confusion at all how much income that goes to by way of taxes. Here mentioned central excise duty, central sales tax, service tax, additional duties of customs, additional duties of excise duty. So these are all taxes income will goes to CGST. CGST means central GST, central goods and service tax. Here I specified some taxes relating to VAT, entry tax, octroi tax, entertainment tax. So entertainment is already mentioned. Entry tax and state surcharges, and cesses. So these are all taxes are replaced with GST, and these taxes will goes to state government. And now there is a specific rates for GST. So these are all 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%. So some of the goods and services will cover under this category. And now there is a unique system. There is no confusion at all. There is no different rates. There is no different taxes. So these are all replaced with GST. GST is replaced with these are all taxes mentioned over here. And central excise duty, sales tax, service tax, these are all things covered under the CGST. I mean that income will goes to directly CGST. CGST means Central Goods and Service Tax. and whatever the taxes mentioned over here, so VAT is replaced with GST, purchase tax is replaced with GST, tax is replaced, tax on lottery is replaced with GST. So these are all taxes will goes to SGST. Okay, so now there is no confusion at all how much income that will goes to, I mean, by way of taxes the government is levied, right, on the particular product services. That income will goes to how much income that goes to central government, and how much income that will go to as a state government. There is a clarity right now. So because of classification of rates, we have some uniform rates. So that is the reason we can get the tax is very simplified manner. So, in the today context, I will tell you some of the areas why this concept was introduced. Let me remove all these things. So, benefit is so it's simplified tax filling for business, and easy awareness of this tax to customers. And it reduces the cascading effect. So cascading means double tax. And so many benefits. So by introduction of this concept. So because of this, the tax product rates are reduced. So earlier there is double taxes will be there. Now there is no double taxes, right? So this is the major advantages of GST concept. Now, so what are the configuration steps are required in SAP? So what are the components of GST concept? That things I am going to tell you right now. So these are the different components of these are the different components of GST. CGST. CGST means Central Government of India collects the intrastate sales of goods. CG means Central Government. SGST. The state government collects it on the intrastate sale. Intra. IGST. The central government of India collects it on the interstate transactions. So these are the different components of GST concept. Right? Now, so what are the configuration steps required for to fulfill the requirement in FICO as per the SAP point of view. So before explaining these configuration steps, let me give some examples. Mr. X purchased goods worth rupees 1 lakh locally, means intrastate. And the second one is, second example, he sold them for rupees 1,50,000 in the same state. And third one is, he paid legal consultation fees rupees 5,000 rupees. And fourth one is, he purchased furniture for his office for rupees 12,000. Now, what are the entries will come under this GST concept right now? So assume that CGST is applicable to 18%, 8%, and SGST is 8%. So now what are the entries will comes under these categories? Let's check it out. So first entry is, so purchased goods 1 lakh locally interstate, right? So this is assume that this is happened on credit basis. So what is the entry? So purchase account debit 1 lakh and input CGST account debit 8%. 1 lakh into 8%, how much? 8,000. So CGST is a direct debit. So out of 1 lakh, 8% is 8,000, right? And input SGST so this is also goes to 8,000. So now there is a clarity how much amount that will goes to central government and how much amount that will goes to state government. There is a clarity. So to creditor, because the goods purchased on credit basis. So how much? 1,16,000. So this is the entry will happen at the time of goods purchased 1 lakh locally interstate on credit basis. So in order to get this entry in SAP, we will have to do some configurations. So that configurations, what are the configuration steps are required? That things I will tell later. Right now, so just focus on the entries. And next entry is Next entry is he sold them for 1,50,000 rupees in the same state. So what is the entry at the time of sale the goods? So debtor customer account debit, right? Customer account debit. How much we don't know. To sales account. So how much sales? 1,50,000. We know very well. 1,50,000 rupees. To, because it's a sales, right? It's a sales. If tax is imposed on sales, then we can call it as output tax. If tax is imposed on purchases, then we can call it as input tax. So the first concept, as per the first concept, so purchase is a tax, right? So purchase is a tax. It is imposed on purchases. So that is the reason input CGST and input SGST will be comes into picture. If tax is imposed on sales, here sales, that is the reason output tax comes into the picture. Output CGST to output SGST. So how much? What is the 8%? 8% on this one is 12,000. Amount is 12,000. So totally how much? How much customer will pay is how much customer? 1,74,000. So these are the basic areas that we need to learn. In case of interstate, then IGST will be comes into picture. So we need to take input IGST and input SGST. So if sales is happened intrastate, then output CGST that we are going to taking, and in case of purchases, these entries will comes into picture. So to achieve these invoices, so we need to do some configuration steps in SAP. So to achieve this concept, so we will have to perform some configuration steps in SAP. So very important configuration steps I am going to tell you. Assign tax procedure to country. This is very mandatory step. OB BG. And define tax access sequence. So T code is OBYZ or OBQ2. And third configuration is define condition types. T code is OBQ1 or OBYZ. So these are all things you need to explain to the interviewer. So what are the configuration required for GST? These are all major configurations I am going to explain right now. Create account keys. OBCL. So these are the prerequisites to learn this concept. Define tax procedure. OBQ3. Next, assign GL to account keys. OB40. And then create tax code in country. FT XP. This is one of the important configuration. Next configuration is maintain tax codes for excise duties using condition technique. So SM30. So this T code is J underscore 1 underscore J1 CONDTAX. Maintain. Next configuration is maintain tax condition records. FE11. So these are all important configuration steps to implement the FICO GST concept. So without having this 9 configuration system, we cannot perform these activities. So this is the basic information regarding the GST concept, and in the next session I will give you overview and integration points with other modules, and so the requirement for GST. So these are all things I am going to cover in the next session. So thank you very much for your support. This is Chanu SK signing off.